Welcome home to the Hearth Wanderers. I'm Lana. Today we're exploring another pins to Palia build, a warm and homey wooden chicken, or should I say peki coop, a little haven where hens tend to their eggs, where tiny chicks peek into the world for the very first time, and where the gentle rhythm of motherhood carries on. While we don't have peki plushies in Palia yet, hint hint devs, I thought this would be such a fun and cheeky way to pay homage to our fluffy new ranch friends, so grab your chore boots and let's get building. For this build, you'll need the following items: wood pillars, small wood blocks, wood walls, wood floors, wood pavers, and terracotta pavers. I didn't count the specifics of what we'd need, so a good rule of thumb is to always have a good amount so that you never run out. Thank you to the devs for unlimited decor storage. Begin with one column of wooden walls aligned neatly on the large tile grid. Move one full tile to the right, that's 5 little tiles, and place down another column of 2 wooden walls. Next, attach another column of wooden walls to the ones you just placed, but rotate them 90 degrees clockwise to form an L-shaped corner. From there, add 2 more columns to extend the back of the coop. For an optional cozy touch, rotate the top middle wall slightly to look like a window is cracked open, as if it's letting in a gentle breeze. Now, place another column of the wooden walls attached to the last one, rotating them 90 degrees to create the next L-shaped corner. Skip one full tile and add another column of 2 wooden walls, then rotate another column of walls 90 degrees to make the next corner. Finally, skip 2 full tiles and connect the structure back to the very first column we placed. Trust me here, the gaps are intentional and they'll make sense soon. To reinforce the side walls, add a small wooden block onto each 1 tile gap on the ground, then place 2 more blocks on each side. Repeat the same process on the opposite wall. Now let's turn those empty spaces into windows so that it feels more lived in and less like awkward gaps. At your glitch setup wall, place down 1 wooden pillar and rotate it 90 degrees clockwise, and then add another pillar to the center outer side of that rotated pillar. Pick it up and move it to the side. You should now have a little sideways T-shape. Make another one and set it off to the side. Pick up one of the sideways T-shapes that we just made and bring it over to one of the wall gaps where you place down your wooden blocks. Pick up the wall columns on each side and place them off to the side for now. If you're new to this glitch, I explain it in detail in my tried and true glitch video at the 9:17 mark. Place your sideways T-shape onto the wooden block just right of the center block, nudging it as close to the edge as you can. Turning off the grid here helps with finer placement. Then add another wooden pillar to the opposite side so that everything feels symmetrical. Line up 3 more pillars evenly between the 2 vertical ones. These will serve as cozy little window panes. Repeat this exact same process on the other side for the other window. Once you load out of your plot and come back, the walls will merge with the outer pillars, creating a charming illusion of rustic windows. Climb up and place down wooden floor pieces to create the ceiling. The middle row will want to clip into one of the side rows a little bit, but test both ends to see where it blends the best. To finish, step back inside and add 3 wooden blocks centered along the top of each window, and just like that, the main structure is complete. Alright friends, time to give our little coop a proper roof. Start by placing down a column of 2 wooden floors, then line them neatly with wooden pavers. At your glitch setup wall, place 1 wooden pillar and rotate it clockwise. Pick up the column, turn off your grid, and carefully place it along the very top edge of your floor column. Then pick up that column again and place it to the bottom right corner of a wooden block. This creates a slanted roof piece. Bring it over to the right side of the coop and set it into place. To finish off this side, add another wooden block with a pillar on its left edge so that everything looks symmetrical. Next, create a roof section that is 3 by 2 in size using wooden floors and line it with ceramic pavers. You'll need to use the bowl method to merge those 2 middle rows into one another. Back at your glitch setup wall, place down one wooden pillar and rotate it twice clockwise. Pick up your roof piece, rotate it 180 degrees, and then place it right on top of that pillar. It should snap to the center of your first wooden floor piece. Lift that roof piece up by the pillar and then place it onto another pillar to give it height. Now bring it to the front of the coop where we left that 2 tile gap. Align it so that it's nice and centered to the coop, and then add 2 more mock pillars on the opposite side for balance. Build one more 3x2 roof piece using wooden floors lined with pavers. This time, when you place it on the rotated pillar, turn off your grid and set it on the edge of the pillar, not the top like before. When you bring it back to the coop, it'll collide a little with the first roof piece, but don't panic. Just set the second roof piece down, pick up the first one on its pillar, and then place it off to the side. Then, adjust your second roof piece so that it's centered to the coop with the pillar resting at the top corner edge. Reload into another plot, then come back and you'll see that the roof pieces have blended together beautifully. They might be slightly off, but it's hardly noticeable. Take a deep breath with me, bestie. The structure is now complete. My fellow console besties, I got you. Let's talk about a few adjustments you can make to make this build console friendly. For the windows, instead of building a T-shape with the pillars and adding in extra panes, simply turn your grid off and place one pillar at each side of that gap. This will give you the shape of a window just without the panes. For the roof, when you're setting up your pillar at the glitch wall and rotating it twice, make sure you place the roof piece on top of the pillar instead of on the edge. Do this for both roof sections. Place the front roof piece first, aligning it to the wall so that it's centered with the structure. Then for the back roof, tuck it as close as you can to the rear wall while keeping it centered. There will be a small gap between the 2 roof pieces, but don't worry, you can disguise this by adding in taller items inside that gap, like stacked barrels or hay bales. Not only does it hide the gap, but it adds to the rustic lived-in charm. And there you have it, friend, a console-friendly version of the coop that still keeps all the cozy character. Now let's discuss some of my decorating choices. The first thing I did was float the camping wood stools and place them in the center of every wooden block on each side. I was able to place them by placing the wooden blocks out of the way first and then reloading into place. This is kind of how I envision the brooding stations for the hens. As for the decor itself, I use a lot of the rancher items like hay bales and scattered hay, log cabinets, and a lot of the makeshift items to really lean into that rustic farmhouse chicken coop vibe. I also use the ceramic jars from the spa collection. I use the hanging lamps from the lily rattan collection because to me they look like heat lamps. And then I wanted to add in some heat to the coop by placing in a spring fever chimney and a couple of Paltec vents. You'll see me use the golden pillar quite a bit to get things extra close. I use that pillar in particular to perform the flick method, which you can find in my tried and true glitch video. And there we have it, our little wooden chicken coop all finished and ready to welcome its first fluffy residents. Stepping inside, you can almost imagine a soft rustle of straw underfoot and the gentle clucking of hens as they tend to their nests. The beams of light streaming through the paneled windows make the space feel warm and lived in, while the slanted roof gives in that snug, rustic charm that you'd find on a storybook farm. It's small and simple, but that's what I love about it most. A cozy little corner of the ranch that feels like it's been here for seasons already, cared for and cherished. Thank you so much for wandering with me today, friends. I hope this inspired you to add a little coop of your own into your Palia homestead, or maybe just sparked some cozy daydreams along the way. If you enjoyed this build, don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the bell so you don't miss my next design adventure in Palia. Until then, friend, may your hearth be warm, your chores be light, and your ranch full of happy peckies. I'll see you next time, Wanderer.